Where is your faith? Tell me about
My
your
faith.
faith. Is your faith in your music?
My faith is always in music. It's been a guiding force for me, and I've always felt some kind of connection where it's bigger than me, and it's a gift to give, and it's a gift to receive it. Because every time I've even been at a concert, I feel better. It's like a medicine. But my faith in my life has been stronger than I ever realized, but quiet. And I didn't realize it was kind of pulling me through all these chapters of my life. So for me, I always need to connect and get back. You know, I got sober in my life almost 10 years ago now.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So you had a issue with drinking?
Yeah, you know, I started out in the dive bar scene when I was 17, and you kind of get paid in alcohol, free tabs. So for me, I had just created a unhealthy relationship with alcohol since I was a kid, because half the time I'd be out at these bars and getting paid that way. And by the time I was 24, I just wasn't healthy anymore. So I chose to get sober, and you know, the way I did it was fishing. I'm from a beautiful area in upstate New York, got great trout fishing. And me and a buddy of mine, Keith, he's like a brother, we fished every day. And we just distanced ourselves from that whole world. And without that time, I don't know where I'd actually be. But that's kind of where I connect with God, and my faith is out in nature.
So, and did he help you get through that? I mean, a lot of people have to go into recovery. You didn't have to do that.
No, I did. I checked myself into a rehab facility when I was 24. So I put a lot of faith in that. You know, I was ready to go. I was ready to do it and get clean, and I was in a bad way. So for me to kind of come through the other side, it was, if I could do it, I really believe anybody could do it. But it's something that I still try to talk about as openly and as much as possible today, because we all have somebody close to us, whether you know it or not, that's going through something like that.
Ian, you have a passion to help others to get sober. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so for me, getting sober was the best thing that ever happened in my life. It's given me a whole purpose, in a sense, and has led me to my family, my beautiful twin girls, and my wonderful wife, and all these things that wouldn't be there. And I'm a part of an organization in upstate New York. It's called Hope Rocks, and it is one of the only music-related festivals and shows that is all about destigmatizing mental illness, addiction, and trying to bring hope to people and give resources to people that need to get help and need to get better. So we've been running this for years now. And the people that are working it right now are some of the kindest, hardworking people you're gonna find, and their hearts are just in the right place. So we do a couple shows a year, and every year we try to get a certain amount of people some help and resources.
You know, it's difficult, you're right, for people who have addiction to get help, because a lot of times they don't have insurance.
Yeah.
What kind of hope do you give them, or do you have anybody that has come to you and said thank you, or any stories of anybody that has just reached out to you?
Sure. I mean, I've had a few friends over the years that I've made that, you know, help get into treatment, and that's more on the personal side, just talking. Sometimes one story from somebody that's doing okay is all somebody needs to take that step, because there's also fear involved. You know, an addiction, it's like a weird love connection, because it's part of your life. It's almost part of your identity. And the window that you have that somebody has the courage to go get clean is not long. So really what it is, it's about giving people that hope by other people's testimonies, and being in a safe space where everybody around you is similar, you know, and you don't feel like the odd man out, that you're going through this private struggle. And a lot of that destigmatizing is hoping that we can normalize those conversations for people. Because if you don't have the talks, you don't tend to get the help.
Did somebody talk to you?
A lot of people talk to me. I needed a lot of conversations. But
who was the person who just really got through to you and said, you know what, Ian, it's time?
Well, you know, in my past, I would say that it ended up being myself because of a few instances that I had. And I was in a bad car wreck one time. And that was the moment where I was like, you know, I'm never going to amount to anything if I end up killing myself by being an idiot. And that was the moment where I would say, you know, God showed me a very, very serious sign, and I took it. And besides that, I've had a few mentors that lessened the guilt you have. And a lot of times it's about having somebody come into your life. And honestly, part of the Paul Luke band was that, where I remember getting out of rehab and they picked me up and we drove around and they made everything feel all right and just told me other stories that made me feel good. So they were great friends at that time.